Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex, and I am your host. And here at Whole Life Wellness, we do the deep dives into all things health and wellness. And if you're new to the channel, I'm really glad that you found us. Now, today's episode might just change how you see mushrooms forever. And this episode is particularly close to my heart because few things sit at the intersection of science, mysticism, and healing quite like medicinal mushrooms. Now, mushrooms have been revered by ancient culture for centuries, and they've now been rediscovered by modern science as we reacquaint ourselves with their incredible healing powers. And as a result, they've been exploding in popularity in the world of wellness. However, these fungi are far more than a superfood hype. They are one of the most promising frontiers in integrative health and medicine. With that in mind, today we're going to explore a bit around the ancient and ceremonial and spiritual uses of mushrooms across cultures. We're going to look at their remarkable biological similarity to humans and the theory of coevolution. We're going to explore some of the top 5 evidence-backed mushrooms for healing and health and how to use them safely and effectively. And importantly, how to choose the right products so you don't get misled, so you can avoid buying poor quality or contaminated or low potency products. Now, a quick disclaimer, this episode is not sponsored and I don't have any affiliations or interests in any of the products that I review or recommend in this video. So now we've got that disclaimer out the way, let's dive in. Now, medicinal mushrooms aren't just a modern superfood. They're deeply woven into the fabric of ancient medicine, spirituality, and human culture. And long before there were pharmaceuticals, humans turned to nature for healing. And to this end, mushrooms were revered as sacred allies. They were seen as bridges between the physical and the spiritual worlds. And they were used for healing, protection, wisdom, and transformation. And one culture which stands out for the use of medicinal mushrooms are the Chinese. In traditional Chinese medicine, mushrooms are considered one of the highest forms of herbal medicine, revered as superior tonics that build life force or qi, restore balance, and promote longevity. Reishi, for example, known as the mushroom of immortality, was reserved for emperors, Taoist monks, and alchemists. It was believed to nourish the heart and calm the shen or spirit, aiding in meditative practices, supporting longevity and enlightenment. In Ayurvedic medicine, Cordyceps sinensis, found growing parasitically on Himalayan caterpillars, was prized as a powerful rasayana, or rejuvenating herb. It was traditionally used to enhance lung function, stamina, support male virility and energy, especially among royalty and yogic practitioners in Tibet and northern India. And the ability of cordyceps to increase oxygen uptake was noted centuries before modern sports science verified these effects. In ancient Egypt, mushrooms were considered gifts from Osiris, the god of the afterlife and vegetation. They were so revered that they were known as plants of immortality, forbidden to commoners, and consumed exclusively by pharaohs and high priests. Archaeological evidence suggests that they were entombed with royalty and included in funerary rites, hinting at the symbolic link with mushrooms to resurrection, afterlife, and death. Among the indigenous people of Siberia, the shamans used the bright red and white Amanita muscaria mushroom as a gateway into altered states of consciousness. Carefully prepared to neutralize its toxicity, the mushrooms allowed the shamans to enter trance states, commune with spirits, retrieve lost souls, and perform deep healing. The rituals were highly structured and passed down through oral traditions and involved music, drumming, fasting, and very elaborate ceremonial journeys, sometimes inspiring the imagery that would later influence modern depictions of Santa Claus. In pre-Columbian Mesoamerica, mushrooms played an equally sacred role. The Aztecs, Mixtecs, and Maya referred to psilocybin-containing mushrooms as the Tionancatal, or flesh of the gods. These were not recreational tools. They were sacramental, used in rituals to communicate with divine forces, heal the psyche, and restore harmony with nature. Priests and healers would fast and cleanse themselves before partaking, guided by intention and prayer. The Spanish conquistadors were shocked by the depth and reverence of these ceremonies, and they tried to suppress them. But fortunately, the tradition survived in the hidden practices of the Mazatec and Zapotec shamans in Mexico. In Northern European folklore, mushrooms, especially those forming fairy rings, were believed to mark entrances to other worlds. Druids and herbalists in the British Isles used wild mushrooms for physical healing and ritual work, though many practices were driven underground during Christian colonization. Even in Southeast Asia, mushrooms like Tremella fuciformis, known as the beauty mushroom, were traditionally consumed by Chinese concubines and nobles for youthful skin and hormonal balance, long before collagen marketing made it trendy. Across cultures and centuries, mushrooms have been portals, not only to better health, but to expanded consciousness, spiritual vision, and ancestral memory. Whether brewed in decoctions, ingested in trance ceremonies, or used as daily tonics, fungi were revered as sacred teachers and life-sustaining allies. Today, modern science is only beginning to validate what ancient peoples instinctively knew, that mushrooms are not just medicine for the body, but medicine for the soul. Now, when it comes to the biology of mushrooms, they're closer to us than you may think. And here's where it gets really fascinating. Mushrooms are genetically closer to humans than plants. In fact, we share about 30 to 50% of our DNA with fungi. Both fungi and animals have chitin in their cell walls, unlike plants which have cellulose, and both store energy in the form of glycogen, not starch. These structural and metabolic similarities make fungi biologically more aligned with animals, like us, than plants. Some researchers now believe our gut and brain may have evolved alongside fungi in a mutually supportive way, with certain fungal species even helping regulate our internal microbial balance. What's even more intriguing is how fungi communicate and respond to their environment in ways that mirror neural and immune functions in animals. Mycelium, the underground network of fungal threads, transmits electrical impulses similar to those in the human nervous system. This system, often called the wood wide web, connects trees and plants, allowing them to share nutrients, warn each other of pests, and even regulate forest ecosystems. Fungi also produce compounds like serotonin precursors, melatonin, and even dopamine analogs, which can influence human mood, cognition, and circadian rhythms. This biochemical resonance is one reason mushrooms like lion's mane and reishi show incredibly promising results, helping with neuroprotection, stress reduction, and sleep regulation. The deeper we go, the more fungi appear not just as ancient allies, but as biological kin, whose intelligence may one day redefine what we think of as sentience in nature. And when it comes to using medicinal mushrooms, the question is, which one should you use? And with that in mind, I'm going to review 5 mushrooms which offer remarkable benefits. And these effects have been backed by science and hundreds of years of use in traditional medicine. So the first on the list is reishi, and this is known as the mushroom of immortality in Chinese medicine. And reishi functions as an adaptogen. It helps the body adapt to stress, and it restores balance. There are over 400 studies which have investigated and confirmed reishi's effects, including its ability to modulate the immune system, reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and possibly suppress tumor growth. This is why, in my opinion, reishi is a star performer in the world of medicinal mushrooms. Second on the list is lion's mane, and this is nicknamed the brain mushroom, and for very good reason. This shaggy white mushroom is famous for supporting brain function. It promotes the production of nerve growth factor, or NGF for short, and this is crucial for neuroplasticity and brain regeneration. Lion's mane has been shown to help alleviate cognitive impairments, brain fog, anxiety, and even depression, and it supports neurological health. There are over 100 studies that have explored and demonstrated lion mane's cognitive benefits. So it has a documented ability to support significant improvements in cognitive impairments. And personally, I have used lion's mane a number of times, and the cognitive effects and benefits, in my opinion, are very noticeable. If you're struggling with brain fog, memory issues, or need a mental edge, lion's mane is an incredible ally to have on your journey to improve cognition and memory. Our third on the list is turkey tail. This is often nicknamed the cancer-fighting mushroom. And turkey tail can easily be recognized by its colorful stripes, and it's best known for its remarkable immune-boosting and cancer-fighting properties. There are over 300 studies supporting turkey tail's immune-boosting effects, including clinical trials. Now, turkey tail is rich in polysaccharide K, which is known as short as PSK, and polysaccharide peptide. And these compounds are shown to enhance immune response, especially in cancer therapy. The compound polysaccharide peptide has been used as an adjunct to cancer therapy in Japan for over 30 years. The evidence is clear. If you're looking for immune support, turkey tail provides remarkable benefits and is excellent at supporting your health. Fourth on the list is cordyceps, and this is another powerful medicinal mushroom. This parasitic fungus is famed for boosting energy, stamina, and libido. And there are over 200 studies that have confirmed its benefits in oxygen utilization, increasing ATP production, and enhancing athletic performance. Personally, I noticed a significant difference in my athletic performance and recovery from exercise during periods when I've supplemented with cordyceps. And last on this list, but certainly not least, is chaga. Chaga is traditionally harvested from birch trees in Siberia and also grows in forests in Northern Europe and North America. And chaga is one of the most antioxidant-rich foods, and it's known for high concentrations of superoxide dismutase, melanin, and butylenic acid. Now, there are over 200 studies, including lab-based trials, which show chaga's anti-inflammatory, antiviral, immune-boosting effects and ability to reduce oxidative stress. With such broad benefits, incorporating mushrooms into your daily wellness routine can be an incredibly rewarding practice. However, to get the best results, it's important to understand how to use and choose the best mushroom formulations. Now, medicinal mushroom supplements are typically available in 4 primary formats, which vary in the preparation and the extraction method. Raw mushroom powders, hot water extract powders, liquid tinctures, and dual extracts. Now, it's important to consider the extraction method, as they impact the quality and the purity. And different mushrooms contain different compounds, and not all of them are easily absorbed by the human body. In raw or powdered form, and this is where certain extraction and preparation methods are more effective at breaking down the fungal cell walls to release the beneficial compounds inside. Raw mushroom powders are made by drying out and grinding mushrooms or mycelium into a fine powder. But the raw mushroom powder is often poorly absorbed unless it's been thoroughly cooked. And in many cases, these powders are not therapeutically active and may contain more grain filler than actual mushroom content. While cheaper, they often have low bioavailability, reduced potency, and may contain contaminants or low-quality ingredients. Now, another method of extraction is water extraction or hot water extract. And this is where hot water is used to pull out the water-soluble compounds, particularly beta-glucans, which are known for their immune-modulating effects. Now, mushrooms like turkey tail and chaga benefit greatly from hot water extraction. And hot water extract powders have higher potency than raw powders, longer shelf life, and better absorption. And while they're slightly more expensive, the benefits definitely justify the additional cost. Alcohol extraction is another extraction method, and that uses ethanol. As some mushrooms contain fat-soluble compounds like triterpenoids, sterols, and anti-inflammatory compounds, which water cannot extract. Reishi, for example, contains potent triterpenes that require alcohol to become bioavailable. This method produces extracts which are rapidly absorbed, fast-acting, and have a long shelf life and high potency. And then there's also dual extraction, and this is the gold standard, as this combines both hot water extraction and alcohol extraction to yield a full spectrum extract that captures the full range of medicinal compounds. Both water and fat-soluble mushrooms, like lion's mane and reishi, and cordyceps benefit from dual extraction due to their complex bioactive profiles. Now, always check the label for the type of extraction used. High-quality tinctures or powders state whether they're hot water, alcohol, or dual extracts. And even with high-potency products, it's important to remember that medicinal mushrooms do not provide an immediate jolt like caffeine or painkillers. They function more like adaptogens, modulating your body's response to stress, supporting immune balance, and promoting neural growth and repair. This means that their effects are gradual and cumulative, building strength and resilience over weeks and months with consistent use. So to get the best results when using medicinal mushrooms, remember to cycle and rotate to avoid building a tolerance and to get a broader range of benefits. Consider rotating different mushrooms or following a 5 days on, 2 days off pattern. It also helps if you synergize mushrooms with adaptogens. Combine mushrooms with herbs like ashwagandha or rhodiola or holy basil for enhanced nervous system support and greater stress resilience. Now, with some mushrooms also, it's good to take with food. While tinctures can be taken on an empty stomach, consuming any mushroom product with food tends to improve absorption, particularly of fat-soluble compounds like triterpenes and reishi and cordyceps. And when using mushrooms, stay hydrated. The polysaccharides in mushrooms support gut health, but can cause digestive discomfort if you're not drinking enough water. But as with any supplement, there are safety considerations. Medicinal mushrooms are generally safe for long-term use, but high doses or combining multiple extracts should be approached with care. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, it's crucial to consult a healthcare practitioner before use. Some mushrooms like cordyceps may be too stimulating during these phases. And if you have an autoimmune condition, you should exercise caution, as mushrooms like turkey tail modulate immune function and may potentially aggravate autoimmune responses in sensitive individuals. Additionally, medicinal mushrooms can interact with certain medications, including immunosuppressants, anticoagulants, and diabetes drugs. Always check with a qualified health practitioner if you're using prescribed medications before using medicinal mushrooms. And as discussed, not all medicinal mushroom supplements are created equal. And with the rapid growth of mushrooms in the wellness industry, there have been many low-quality, ineffective, and even contaminated products entering the market. So understanding what to look for when selecting a mushroom supplement is crucial to ensure you're getting a product that is safe, potent, and therapeutically effective. To make sure you get the best that money can buy, remember, most mushroom supplements sold worldwide today are cultivated in China. And while China is home to a rich tradition of mushroom cultivation, unfortunately, modern industrial farming practices, widespread industrial pollution, and weak regulatory oversight have led to widespread problems with heavy metal contamination, pesticide residues, mislabeled ingredients, and adulteration. In 2021, a consumer lab study and independent labs found that some mushroom products grown in China tested positive for lead, arsenic, mercury, and industrial solvent residues, contaminants that pose serious health risks, especially when consumed long term. Therefore, make sure to take note of the following when buying mushroom supplements. The country of origin. Prioritize products grown in the United States, Australia, Canada, or the European Union, where environmental standards and quality insurance protocols are more rigorous. Look for brands that openly list their area of cultivation or the facility where they're produced and declare the country of origin on their label or website. And look for third-party testing. Trustworthy, reputable companies will provide third-party lab results confirming the absence of heavy metals, pesticides, molds, and microbial contaminants. Certificates of analysis should also include the beta-glucan content, not just polysaccharides, which can be misleading when mycelium is used. And try to buy certified organic. And choosing mushrooms that are certified USDA organic or EU organic or other certified verifications ensures that they were grown without synthetic chemicals or genetically modified inputs. Organic mushrooms tend to be more potent and less toxic. And next, it's important to consider fruiting body versus mycelium, as this is one of the most important distinctions. The fruiting body is the mature mushroom, and that's the part rich in beta-glucans, triterpenes, and active compounds. The mycelium, often grown on grain like rice or oats, contains far fewer bioactive compounds and is often mostly starch. Some low-grade powders are up to 60% rice flour. While buying medicinal mushrooms, only purchase products with transparent, detailed labeling that lists all the ingredients and shows the percentage of active compounds like beta-glucans. Look for labels that specify 100% fruiting body extract and avoid vague phrases like full spectrum or complete formulation, unless ingredients are clearly defined. Fruiting body extracts are typically 5 to 10 times more potent, with clinical trials typically based primarily on the fruiting body. In summary, quality is everything when it comes to mushroom. And always check the sourcing, the extraction method, whether the product uses fruiting body or mycelium. Make sure you do your research and read the fine print, and choose products with full transparency and organic cultivation practices. Now, finally, I'm going to recommend some of my favorite brands, and these are products I have used personally on a number of occasions, and they're made by producers who adhere to the highest industry standards and have exceptional reputation for making quality products of the highest purity and potency. Now, this isn't in any particular order, but the first one I'm going to talk about is Host Defense, and that's made in the USA. Now, why I think this is one of the best products, this was founded by Paul Stamets, and he's globally recognized as a mycologist with incredible expertise. He drives rigorous research and innovation and is very focused on sustainability. The MyHost products are certified organic and it's full spectrum extracts, and they use both the fruiting body and mycelium with in-depth testing to ensure quality, bioavailability, and potency. The second one I like is Real Mushrooms. These are grown in Canada. And why I think it's one of the best, they use 100% fruiting body. They avoid grains and fillers and mycelium, delivering high concentrations of key compounds. They're third-party tested. It's very transparent. They test for heavy metals and contaminants. I also really like Life Cycle, and this has got Australian grown and US ingredients. Why I think it's a great brand is the ingredients are high purity. They have sustainable glass packaging. They use dual extract technology using alcohol and water extracts for full spectrum potency. And these are really good quality supplements. Also really like mushrooms, and these are grown in the USA. And why I think it's one of the best is they have a wide range of functional blends. They offer single species or targeted formulations, which come in powders and capsules. They're certified organic. They have transparent sourcing, and all their mushrooms are grown at their own certified organic facility in California. Now, the last one on the list is Forest Superfoods, and this is an Australian brand. And the reason why I think it's one of the best, or in my opinion, the best, is because it's sustainably grown in Australia. It's 100% fruiting body mushrooms. They're grown organically without exposure to heavy metals or questionable substrates. They use glass eco-friendly packaging, and they've got a clean label promise, which is a commitment to zero plastics. Forest Superfood uses fully recyclable glass jars, and this reflects the high integrity and low waste ethos really seen in the industry. I've used medicinal mushrooms intermittently over the past 5 years, and at times when I have felt that my body really needed that support. And the vitality enhancing effects of medicinal mushrooms are undoubtable. And I noticed this most prominently when I was using forest superfood preparations. So if you're looking for a really high quality, high potency and purity formulation, this is one of the best on the market, in my opinion. Well, that's all for today. I hope you found this video useful. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. And don't forget to like and subscribe.